Thank you, and good morning, everyone. I am Jack Rotherham, the publisher of The Hill, and thank you all for joining us, and welcome to this morning's event, Overcoming Obstacles, Patient Access to Innovation. I would like to first thank our sponsor and partner, Eli Lilly and Company. We really appreciate the partnership, and we're looking forward to a wonderful event. Breakthrough therapies and new innovative treatments are offering many patients the promise of a healthier life. However, in a highly complex healthcare system, not everyone is able to experience the benefits of these new medicines. Our conversations today will examine the barriers standing between some of these patients and the treatments they need and what needs to be done. We will be hearing from the administration, and we're looking forward to that, and experts around what changes can be put in place to ensure patients are at the center of the drug delivery system. But first, a few quick housekeeping notes. In addition to our audience here at the museum, we are also live streaming on thehill.com. Please keep your phones on silent throughout the duration of the program, but we do encourage you to engage in the conversation on social media. In fact, you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn at The Hill Events, and join the conversation using the hashtag TheHillRxAccess. We are going to be taking questions during the program, so please be on the lookout for members of our team with handheld mics, and we do ask that you identify yourself and your affiliation. Finally, you will receive an electronic survey at the conclusion of today's event, as we are always eager to hear how we can make our events even more dynamic. And I do encourage you and appreciate the taking of a few moments to provide your feedback on today's program. Before we get underway, I would like to introduce our sponsor and partner for brief remarks. Please join me in welcoming on stage Pete Saltzman, Global Brand Development Leader with Eli Lilly and Company. Pete, the floor is yours.
Thanks, Jack. Good morning and welcome to what will be a highly engaging discussion on patient access to innovation. By way of background, I'm a general internist with 20 years of experience in pharmaceutical medicine. I've treated patients, I've negotiated with insurers, and I now work in immunology drug development. The potential to bring new innovations to help providers tailor their treatment programs and to help even more patients is incredibly motivating. It's why I love my job. It's critical, though, for patients to have access to these innovations that could help make a difference in their lives. But access is a complex issue. I want to talk today about two barriers: step therapy and the rebate wall. These two challenges are uniquely strong within the field of immunology. That's because one class of medication dominates immunology with indications across multiple diseases. This dominance can significantly impede access to innovation for patients with psoriasis, psoriatic arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, or other serious autoimmune diseases, and can also impact access to biosimilars. Let's talk first about the rebate wall. It's used by large, established competitors to fend off new competition. It relies really on three factors. First, pharmaceutical manufacturers pay rebates to gain preferred status on formularies with insurers. Second, some diseases have less innovation than others because there's fewer indicated medications in those diseases. And third, and perhaps most importantly, a brand with multiple indications can bundle their rebates across all of their diseases. This, of course, leads to increased rebate volume, but can also lead to increased rebate stickiness if some of those diseases have less competition. Okay, so how does this play out in immunology? Well, there's one class of medications, anti-TNFs, that have been on the market for a while and have multiple indications across dermatology, rheumatology, gastroenterology, and even other areas. Brands in this area bundle their rebates across all the diseases for which they're indicated. Presumably, exclusionary conditions or some other rebate conditions result in new targeted therapies being stepped behind the anti-TNFs. This is true even if the new targeted therapy has demonstrated clinical superiority in a head-to-head trial for one specific indication. And that's because step therapy programs require patients to first try on-formulary medications before using non-formulary medications, even if there's a suggestion that the non-formulary medication would benefit them more from the start. Within immunology, insurers are in a bind. If they add a new targeted therapy with a single indication, they risk losing rebates across the entire portfolio of indications that the TNF has. For some of these diseases, again, competition is low with fewer alternatives available. These indications with less competition provide anti-TNFs with tremendous leverage across their entire portfolio of indications. In fact, based on the size of lost rebates from all the conditions, a new medication with a single indication could be offered free with a 100% rebate and might still be a money loser for payers if they placed it first line along with the anti-TNFs due to the lost rebates. Let me say that again. Theoretically, a targeted new medicine designed for a single autoimmune disorder with a head-to-head superiority study in one specific disease and offered to insurers with a very large rebate might still not be offered to patients first line due to lost rebates across the entire bundle of anti-TNF indications. With this rebate wall erected, it's no surprise that patients are forced to go through step therapy, sometimes failing one or even two anti-TNFs before getting to the new targeted therapy, even if that new therapy is the preferred choice of the patient and the physician, and even if that new targeted therapy had a head-to-head comparative trial. Look, this practice isn't good for patients. It's actually also not good for the healthcare system. Recent research found that individuals whose insurer requires step therapy and who had either rheumatoid arthritis or psoriatic arthritis had lower medication adherence and worse treatment outcomes than patients whose insurer did not require step therapy. That means these patients suffered more pain and more arthritis progression. Given that lower medication adherence is associated with poorer outcomes and higher medical spend subsequently, it's clear that the rebate wall costs the system more rather than less. At Lilly, we believe that patients should have access to the medications prescribed by their healthcare provider. And with that, I'm very much looking forward to a productive dialogue today. Thank you to the Hill for organizing this event, to the panelists for their time, and to all of you for your interest in this important discussion about putting patients first.